All right, so I'm sure you guys saw the other day, Benjamin Netanyahu, he was doing an interview in the U.S. He came to visit Trump, and he was doing an interview in the U.S., and he basically said that Iran is a hotbed for both Hamas and Hezbollah and Iranian proxies, and they could attack the U.S. from there. It was just an obvious crock of shit, but it's what he said. And he wasn't the only one who said it. There's been people saying that now for quite a while. A bunch of Fox Business hosts said the same thing. I mean, it is amazing the shit that they try to get you to believe, right? It really fucking Hezbollah, which by the way, was mostly wiped out with Israel's attack on Nasrallah recently. Really? Like, I'm supposed to believe they're in fucking Caracas, that Hamas, I think Hamas is a little busy at the moment, don't you? Whichever ones remain. Gaza's being fucking wiped off the map. Some of them are in Caracas, fucking like eating burritos. What are you talking about? It's such bullshit. Everybody knows it's bullshit, but my theory on the fact that Netanyahu was saying that, they're literally just like dabbing on us. They are trolling us. Netanyahu has gotten every single thing he's wanted under the Trump regime. Trump is his puppet. And so this is him like, it's like he's mocking us. He's mocking us. He's going, I can say whatever I want. I know it's bullshit. You know it's bullshit. But I don't care because I'm going to get away with it. I'm going to get my way, right? And so now we have U.S. Ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, who, by the way, legitimate crazy person. Totally cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Out of his mind. This is a guy who, and I'm not kidding, he ran for president. He ran for president, I think, a number of times. But I want to say it was back in 2007, 2008. He said, we need to replace man's law with God's law. We have to replace the Constitution with the Bible. He's an actual believer in the rapture, in end times prophecy. He says we need Israel to get more land and territory and get rid of those, pesky Palestinians, because Jesus is going to come back on a winged horse and usher in the apocalypse. And so in order for him to do that, Israel has to hold all the land. And so everything he does is to try to bring that about. You would think that, in a world that made sense, that guy would be in a fucking straitjacket in an insane asylum on Thorazine, not like literally running foreign policy, okay? But the world we live in sucks donkey nuts, so here we are. So anyway, he goes on one of these stupid right-wing channels, is Newsmax, might be Newsmax here, and listen to what he says.
What happens in Venezuela, what happens in Israel, everything's connected, Iran. First off, let me ask you this, Ambassador, your reaction when you saw what happened with the military and law enforcement operation in Venezuela.
Well, my first reaction, Rob, was to say, praise the Lord and thank you, President Trump. A lot of people may not make the connection as to why this matters to us in the Middle East. What they don't know is that Hezbollah is very active in Venezuela. There has been a 20-year partnership between Iran and Venezuela under both the two previous dictators. The ties are deep. And Hezbollah operates in 12 different countries throughout South America. It is not just a threat in the Western Hemisphere. It is a threat to the Middle East. So for the president to go after Venezuela not only deals with narco-terrorism and the many deaths of Americans who are killed by the poison of drugs, it is going to make life for those of us living in the Middle East much better, much safer to take Maduro out, to recognize that Hezbollah is active here, targeting not just Jewish people in all over South America, but using those tentacles to ultimately reach into the United States. This is good news for America, good news for the world.
Okay. Needless to say, literally all of that is a disgusting lie. Now, what's the real reason? The real reason Israel loves this is because this insulates the U.S. from any oil supply shocks if there's another bigger conflict in the Middle East. Stop and think about that. Israel knows if the U.S. takes control of Venezuela and has Venezuelan oil, right, they have more oil than anywhere in the world, including Saudi Arabia. Their oil reserves are colossal. Number one in the world. So Netanyahu knows, Israel knows, okay, well, the fact that the U.S. now has access to all that oil means if for whatever reason, I don't know, say the Strait of Hormuz is blocked by maybe, let's say, Iran, because maybe, let's say, they're under attack by maybe, let's say, Israel and the U.S., Israel knows, well, the U.S. is going to be fine because they have that Venezuelan oil. We're too reliant now on Middle Eastern oil. This move makes it so that we have the potential to be independent of Middle East oil if there's a bigger conflict, right? And so one of the aces up their sleeve that Iran has had for potential Israel-Iran war or U.S.-Iran war is they know, look, if the going gets tough, we could shut down the Strait of Hormuz and we could basically cut the West off from having oil, which they're desperate for, which they need to keep their economy going, which gives us some leverage in a war, right? Well, now Netanyahu knows, all right, well, the U.S. now controls Venezuelan oil. Now we can do our regime change war in Iran, and even if they shut down the Strait of Hormuz, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. And so that's why Netanyahu would lobby for such a thing, would lobby for the U.S. to overthrow Venezuela and steal their oil. And so it's all connected. It's all connected on this global chessboard. And now, obviously, Netanyahu has always wanted to overthrow Iran, and he got Trump to launch a bunch of bombs against Iran, against the Fordo nuclear facility, which, by the way, did nothing to destroy their nuclear capabilities. But he got Trump to do that, and then Trump backed away. And I told you at the time, oh, this is not over. You have to be incredibly naive to think, oh, that's it, it's over. No, they're just getting started. And so now there's been a lot of reporting that Netanyahu has been lobbying Trump behind the scenes. We got to finish the thing in Iran. And now Trump feels high in his own supply, right? Now, hey, we were able to take Maduro 1, 2, 3, so nobody can stop me from doing anything. So now Trump is threatening Cuba, he's threatening Panama, he's threatening Colombia, he's threatening Greenland, he's threatening Mexico, and Iran is on that list too. And remember, this is the most important part that other people don't talk about nearly as much, but they should. Trump is literally blackmailed by Mossad. That's a fact. We now know that. We know that because Epstein emails were released, about 23,000 of them from the Epstein estates. And there was an email in 2011, before Trump even ran for president, where Jeffrey Epstein says, Trump is at my house with one of the victims, and he's been there for hours. And so that's Jeffrey Epstein proving, again, he didn't know anybody would ever read these emails. But that's him saying, yeah, Trump's at my house with a victim for hours. Gee, I wonder what they were doing. Every room was bugged, bro. They have pictures, they have videos of him doing all sorts of crimes with underage girls. Graping underage girls, right? And so if Mossad has that, and by the way, there's a track record of them blackmailing U.S. presidents. There was just a report not that long ago, Ryan Grimm brought it back up, but it was actually reported on previously too, that Bill Clinton was blackmailed by Israel. And they mentioned that they have video or recordings of what happened with Monica Lewinsky. And they portrayed it as, oh, by the way, just to let you know, we have this. We're going to protect you, but we have this, and we're just letting you know that. It was portrayed as, oh, we're here to help you, but that's the threat. The threat is you do what we want or else we'll release this shit. Monica Lewinsky shit. So they already blackmailed Bill Clinton. If there are pictures and videos of Trump with underage girls, as we know there are, you sit back and you go, oh, gee, it's kind of weird. Trump has literally never said no to Israel ever, right? And you stop and think about it. You go through the list. He greenlit them stealing the Golan Heights illegally. That was in his first term. He moved the embassy to Jerusalem. That was in his first term. He's given them more weapons and more money. He literally did a fake ceasefire, a fake peace agreement to divert the attention of the world and then let Israel go right back to doing the genocide where every day they kill more Palestinians and take more territory. Now, he took hundreds of millions from Miriam Adelson, and the quid pro quo is, you got to let Israel steal the entire West Bank now also. And they're in the process of doing that. So, he bombed Iran for them already. Now, Netanyahu's going to want to finish the job. So, it's all happening, guys. It's all happening. It's all happening. And this was part of Netanyahu's grand plan. The Israel lobby wanted Trump to overthrow Maduro, to take Venezuelan oil, to protect us from a supply shock if the oil gets cut off in a bigger war with Iran. And that's the goal. So it is, this is beyond disturbing, and it's absolutely disgusting. And people don't know this stuff that I'm telling you. So you need to share this far and wide. You need to spread this as far as you can. Because, look, Trump is a puppet. He's a puppet of the military-industrial complex. He's a puppet of the Zionist lobby. He's a puppet of the billionaire class, the Epstein class. And it's never been more clear. There's no denying it. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.